Hello guys, what is up? It's me, Rahul here. Yes, it's Season 8 against the Detroit Lions. If you guys are enjoying this video, please be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting day, and obviously it's gonna be fun. We scored a touchdown, of course. Although, wherever guy, boom. And that was a very nasty one right there. Very nasty one, of course. If you know what I mean, that fumble was nasty. And then this happens. I'm like, what? Okay. And then I give it up to Barry Copeland. It's kickoff, and you know what time it is. It's touchdown. So this is season 8, and yes, guys, this next season or season 10 might be the finale. I might consider double uploading next week. So be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. Travis Hunter goes in for the rushing touchdown. Yes, actually utilizing rushing stuff, so that's all good and fun because, like, as you know, it's kind of random for me to do that and everything. Madden. We get picked off. Although I do get the ball back and I give it to Liam Crow. I'm pretty sure in my mind it was like more of a rushing attack game and then passing attack game, you know. Liam Crow was back fully healthy, although, yeah. And most of the time, it's very interesting, like Early Williams. Yeah, Early Williams picking off certain people. And then the Jets winning, Panthers are winning. We are forcing fumbles. We're just like doing. Actually, that was an interception, not a fumble recovery. So, my mistake. And then the stupidest thing happened. That thing. I taunted. I fumbled. The ball went through the end zone and it was considered a touchback. How? I don't understand that. Anyway, all X factors are activated. Although Arthur Smith picked it up, I thought Eli Ricks picked it off. Although that's not the case, and we have some own linemen guys and stuff like that. So I do like it. I do like the team or the direction. They actually got a field goal. Miami won, which I find it very interesting that Miami won. And then I get picked off again. Wow. Okuda. Oh my god. And then all of a sudden, I roll out. And then I thought this would be Jair Alexander. I thought this was Jair Alexander. And so that was 4 for 4 on turnovers, of course. Although, I was like, okay, give us the ball back. And that's 5 for 4, obviously. And I give the ball to Liam Crow. And it was good. Dallas, New York, I love you. And it's kind of fun in a way that we do this. So, like, it's fun. 2nd down and 9, Joe McIntyre. I give it I actually roll out to Travis Hunter. So, like, yeah, Season 9, Season 10 might be double upload. I'm not exactly sure, but you know what? I might as well tell you guys that it's okay. So, yeah. And then Eli Ricks picked it off after being tipped from AJ Slaughter. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Eli Ricks picked it off again. So that's 7 turnovers, and we have 4 turnovers. And Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And actually, Michael Thomas is not on the team anymore. And Van Jefferson is not on the team. I was looking through the free agency, and I had to sign River Helms. I had to sign River Helms in order to get him. And we actually got him. Like, what he's worth and everything. And that's just how it is. So, I do want to say, like, this series has been going so well. Season 9 and Season 10 are gonna, like, drop. And we're gonna do 10 Super Bowls. Although, Season 9 might be the last episode. Although, I will make up my mind. And towards the end of the video, or the beginning of the video, well, this is the beginning and end. I'll just think about it. So, Chuck Harrell, you absolutely suck. I actually changed the coverage. Well, I actually don't change the coverage. And guess what happens? It is picked off by Windsor, and that's how we actually win the game. Yeah, very interesting. So, see you guys in game number 2. Alright guys, this is game 2. Yes, back-to-back divisional games. It's gonna become back-to-back-to-back. Now, as you guys might know, I actually made up my mind. This series is gonna end on Season 9. Now, you might be thinking to yourselves, why, Raul? Well, first of all, I have college coming up. That might take some of my time. It really depends. Also, too, and for that, actually, on top of that, I want to graduate early. I won't talk about that. However, I do want to state that this series has been incredible. I hope you guys are ready for Season 9. And yes, that would be a full-fledged on, like, season, if you will. Which will be insane. I do want to thank you guys for the support of this series. Do I want to do videos during college? That really depends on my homework. And it depends on my mental health. So, like, yeah, it's ridiculous. And do I want to become big eventually, like in the Madden YouTube community space? Yes. However, it might be interesting. You'll see. It's just that, like, this series it's time consuming, especially with the players that I've used, like Early Williams, those guys. So for the final season, okay, I will do a full-fledged season where I play every single game regardless. Now, this might get interesting because I haven't played the New Orleans Saints, I think, yet. And because of this, I don't know if I could ever face them in the playoffs because I've at least faced every single team, although at least every single team, I think, so far in this series. And I could be wrong on this. But, like, it's ridiculous where I don't face every single team. Now, again, I could be wrong. It's just, it's a lot, it's time consuming, and it's time for me to end it, really. And, you know what? It's been enjoyable, and it's been fun. This season is not the last season. I'm going to put it at that. Next season is going to be the last season, where it's going to be a full-fledged season. Every single game, going undefeated. And if we don't go undefeated, it's going to be interesting. So, like, we might not make it into the playoffs. So, I'm actually checking through some of the thumbnails so that way you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I understand if we don't face every single team in every single season. I completely get that, and that's okay. You know, this is nostalgia purposes. Thanks to, like, YouTubers that I've mentioned in the past. It's going to be a great one. It's actually going to be a great series. It's been a great series, and you know what? Season 9 will be a whole lot better. I will give you a rundown of the team and everything. I will give you a full breakdown at the beginning and the end. I've really neglected offensive line. I just want them to leave them be because I don't think, like, the offensive line, I've always wondered about them if I should ever, like, make it fully. Although, I want to do it to the skill positions. Like, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback, running back, corner, linebackers, and safeties. Defensive linemen, I did. But, like, for offensive linemen, I didn't because of, like, I didn't like the fact that it just became ridiculous to the point where I was like, why am I doing this to myself? So, like, that's what happened, and I literally, like, was like, yeah, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not making sense to me. This series is fun. It's just, like, the time commitment you have to put into yourself, it's just so ridiculous. And I've uploaded so many videos over the course of my channel that I wish I could delete. Now, not saying my NHL series is anything, it's just this series takes a lot of time, and I'm not trying to deny that at all. It's just, like, why do you guys, you know, want to see this or anything? So, like, yeah, this has been a good series. Kyler Murray against Antoine Reed. That's always been a good matchup of mine. Another thing I've always wondered is Baker Mayfield on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, bro, why are you mentioning Baker Mayfield on the Falcons? Okay, so a little bit of a backstory here. Last year, in season 7, they almost went undefeated towards the end of the regular season, but they didn't. We managed to do it. And it kind of got me thinking, what would happen if 2 undefeated teams were in the same season when they didn't face each other? So, it actually got me thinking, could 2 of them happen? Obviously, it didn't, and we ended up coming out on top 20-0, if you were to call it. 17-0 regular season, 23 playoff games. So, Baker Mayfield is on the Falcons. They had Tyreek Hill. Now, I actually, spoiler, I actually checked the rosters before a future game that I will surprise you with, and they don't have Dalvin Cook anymore. They have Alvin Kamara from the New Orleans Saints, and maybe Damian Harris, some other guys, but Baker Mayfield is literally leading the charge of the Atlanta Falcons. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, Matt Ryan did it. He was more successful than... Baker Mayfield. Okay. We faced Baker Mayfield in the playoffs, and we actually won against him. So you can't come at me for basically saying, oh my god, this quarterback is terrible. Baker Mayfield is not terrible. He was just in the unfortunate circumstances, and he was not in the right. If he acts childish and is causing a rift in the locker room amongst players, that is bad, and he needs to be taught not to do that. That's what I think. And in this scenario, what we're living in this universe, Baker Mayfield is actually leading a squad that is not the Cleveland Browns. And keep in mind, the Cleveland Browns are actually competing in their division. So, like, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the Baltimore Ravens, with the Cincinnati Bengals, they're actually competing without Baker Mayfield. I faced Drew Lock once. I thought I faced Drew Lock, and I actually saw that they had Drew Lock on their squad, and I was completely baffled by that. And we have faced the Cleveland Browns many times over the course of this series, including the first Super Bowl. So, here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to let me know. I will be recording some of Season 9, and I might be thinking of making the first Super Bowl as the last Super Bowl, if that makes sense. So the Cleveland Browns versus the Chicago Bears. Now, I might have to force win the Browns, depending on what their schedule is. And if I have to do that, then I might do it, although I don't want to. And if I have to make some players 99 on their squad, hey, I might have to do that. I might make their quarterback, their running back, their wide receiver. And hey, I know how to make a good quarterback. Very good. A good 99 overall quarterback. We have plenty of 99s, and hey, it is what it is. Alright, so that's the end of the game. 87-14. And we'll see you guys against Green Bay. Alright, yes, so we are in our third divisional game, so back to back. And yes, we're starting off with some turnovers. You guys might have noticed, like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, considering this actually might be, I'm gonna let you guys know, this might be one of the shortest videos ever because of what I have stacked up against us. So far it's been 1 turnover, and next up, it's 2. Welcome, Arthur Smith. We're picking off, not Jordan Love. Jordan Love actually left the Green Bay Packers. And so, yeah, so 2 turnovers so far. So, what and we mix an extra point. So what might actually happen, and this is actually a very good acquisition that the CPU drafted a backup running back to Jahmyr Gibbs, and that was very interesting to me. So yeah, and then I was considering like maybe a field goal, but I was like, no. Most of the time, you have to understand, and again, Atlanta is just so good. I don't know what this is. Why is Atlanta good? In any way, shape, or form, why is Atlanta good? I need an explanation for that. Why is Atlanta good? So, yeah, and then, like, yeah, so 2 turnovers for us and for Green Bay, and it's actually working considering we're actually doing really well. And this is the kickoff, and you might be thinking, "Wow, Antoine Reed versus Baker Mayfield," and I find that very interesting. I just like kaboom, and then a hit stick. That's 3 turnovers. 2nd down and 20. 20. I throw turnover, and it's Byron Murphy. I don't know. So that's our first turnover, and I throw a laser to Travis Hunter. Jair Alexander and Ahmad Savage couldn't catch up. I actually checked. I think Jair Alexander is on the Green Bay Packers. I actually didn't check, but I think he's on. So then I actually did like a fake field goal kind of thing about Bob and with Warrington Anderson, and we converted it. So this is where it gets interesting, and I always say this for a good reason because everything gets interesting. We throw a tight touchdown to Barry Copeland. That's his first receiving. So like, yeah, I don't utilize Matt Moore or any of those dudes that much. I have to incorporate them in like formation subs, stuff like that, which I actually might do. I might do that for certain things because that's what NFL teams do. This was terrible, and I think N'Keal Harry is on the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure, although Chase Claypool is on the Steelers. So, like, that is a little bit odd. And Seattle is winning against Sam Darnold. So, like, that is odd. And Osborne, Joe McIntyre got injured, and Osborne is throwing dots. So, like, this is like the last string quarterback, and he's actually somewhat good. And Joe McIntyre had a dislocated elbow. So, like, yeah, it kind of makes sense that, you know, you would be out. And so, next up, the guy just waits and gets picked off in a weird animation to Windsor. And TJ Livingston is in. And yes, Liam Crow got injured, which makes no sense. And I've said this every single season that we have had Liam Crow. He's been injury prone. So, like, I don't understand what's going on in his mind. Does he want it or not? That's the 5th turnover. And this is Williams. I don't know which one. Not Early Williams, that's all I know. And alright, and this is the 6th turnover, a forced fumble, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the clip. It was actually deleted. We actually didn't make a fake, fake field goal touchdown, and this is the 7th turnover. 7 turnovers to 1 turnover, and yes. So how we're gonna end this, guys. So thank you for watching the video. Yeah. You guys are not gonna like this. And yes, we barely passed at all. And I had to do this in the Green Bay Packers fan base after I took over the team. We scored the touchdown with Travis Hunter, 65-7. And yes, see you guys in the next game. Yes, game 14. And yes, we have 3 losses, which is not common. Yeah. So we have 3 losses. It's not that bad. We are, however, facing Baker Mayfield. Yes, you heard that right. We're facing Baker Mayfield, who has 26 touchdowns and 8 picks compared to me. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. So, we're actually doing the moments because I wanted better content. And, oh my god. Green Bay won against the Panthers 27 to 5. 27-5. And I'm like, how does that even happen? And we're sacking Baker Mayfield. We are sacking him. We are sacking him. They score a field goal. I don't get why. It made no sense to me. And then we score with Travis Hunter. Third down and 10. Kyle Pitts actually caught that. So, Kyle Pitts is technically the main enemy of the team, and it's kind of bad, to be honest. And Alvin, oh my god, I didn't even realize about this. Alvin Kamara. Okay, I told you early in the video, Alvin Kamara is part of the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, this is why. I don't get it. And thankfully, we're sacking the heck out of Baker Mayfield. I just, like it that way. And, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, they scored a touchdown and now they're leading, which kind of makes me pissed because yeah, and we somehow turn over the ball and Travis Hunter botched that. So like at this point I was kind of going for a perfect game in a way. Tampa Bay was actually doing bad in the playoff picture, and the Cowboys were in technically because Washington football team were led by Tyler Huntley, and obviously for the Cowboys it's Dak Prescott. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I get it. It's kind of weird. And we scored a rushing touchdown, which makes no sense. 28-20. Yeah, they're actually close, so it's weird. It's actually weird. It makes no sense. So we actually kicked a field goal. Although in the actual NFL, you could kick a field goal before it happens. You could do a drop kick or anything, and that happened. I don't know what happened, and it's 4th down 14. Baker Mayfield is trying to do something. I swatted it with Early Williams. It's 38-20. It's weird. It's ridiculous. It kind of happens. I just don't know if a lot of people are gonna understand that it happens sometimes. That it happens, really. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Atlanta, Baker Mayfield is doing well. So, like, I love Baker Mayfield. I love him so much. He gets it. I don't know what. So, like, I've used Baker Mayfield. That's a lie. I haven't used Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I just think, like, on the Atlanta Falcons, he was able to do really well, and I never understood how he did so well. We faced him in the playoffs, everything. And they're actually having, a good record, and that makes me intrigued. Like, how have they done this? How? And so, like, it makes me think, like, how can you build your success through different methods and everything? So, like, that makes me intrigued. And so, like, I enjoy that. I enjoy that very much. Oh, okay. Yeah, and um yeah. And it's just intriguing. I've enjoyed Baker Mayfield on the Falcons because it's like one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. And then this kind of stuff where you just do a backwards pass, it counts as rushing yards. And actually, I've wanted to break like whoever has the most rushing yards, and that kind of stupidity happens. So I give it to Liam Crow. I'm just like outworking, and then this happens. I didn't realize my own stupidity, but that's the end of the game. An injury happens, and yeah. Bye. So, here we are against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, this is the final game, Game 17, obviously. And I actually decided to switch it up, which was kind of interesting. So, I pretty much, like, decided, what's best and what's worst for options of unis. I pretty much and was like, you know what? It's interesting. It's weird. It's worse. It's disgusting. Somehow the Steelers have Najee Harris. And I didn't understand that at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. how it comes down to this. So, also, another thing I have to say, yes, Kansas City is obviously going to clinch their division or conference, whatever you call it. And Pittsburgh actually has a new quarterback, Jordan. I don't know if it's Michael Jordan or whatnot. However, the Jets might make it. Believe it or not, the Jets might make it. So, this is actually a pitiful game for us and for Pittsburgh, which shouldn't happen because divisional games are always at the end of the season and flexed depending on playoff speculations, stuff like that. So here's the thing: Pittsburgh, if they lose, they still make it to the playoffs. Although I checked that division for every single near the playoffs were about to begin, and I was kind of like, what's gonna happen? Okay, this quarterback scored a rushing touchdown. The ridiculousness of this is, I thought a division could make an entire 4 teams from one division could make the playoffs. I found that really very, very, very highly unlikely. Because it's never been done before. Although in the NBA, it's been done. And yeah, and actually, Philip Russison, and because Mario Williams got injured earlier in the season when simulated. So, I guess you know what time it is. It's time for Philip Russ. It's time for Philip Russ. And that's his first receiving touchdown. So, yes, I have used him on kick return and punt returns. You know, he's a very good guy. That's the only way I could put it, really. And so, although the Steelers need to win in order to clinch their divisional spot, although I don't know what would happen if the Ravens have lost, they would still be tied, and the Bengals, would clinch the division. In my gaming, everything, I have not seen an entire division, make the playoffs. I thought it could happen to this division. I'm forgetting name. I'm sorry. The not NFC North. AFC North. And I thought it could happen. And if it did, I would screenshot it. I would talk about it before the playoffs. Yada, yada, yada. The issue I had with this is that, is this even logistically... No, wait, not logistically. Yeah, logistically and statistically possible. Because, first of all, you could literally have every single team in the division go 0-17, not 0-16. If any of you guys know my joke, then the absurdity of it, then let me know down in the comment section below. The issue with the 0-17 and 0-16 thing is that every single tie counts as a half win and a half loss. So if it was 0-16, you take 16 and divide it by 2, and you get 8. So technically 8 wins and 8 losses. However, because it's cut in half, you cut the 16 into 2 halves. But for 17, it's not that ideal. And yeah, an insane catch, 14-14. Let's go. And then called a spike, and then the stupidity I realized from this, we went out of bounds. However, the clock is still running, and I forgot, I'm using asterisks for myself, forgot to call a timeout. So, it's 14-14. Anyway, I think if every single team went 0-17 in the regular season, which I highly doubt that would be possible, then every single team in that division could make the playoffs. Although I would have to conduct an experiment for that, and I am not willing to do that because that is not possible, and that is just not right. So, like, I just don't see that ever happening. The issue is with 0-17, with if every single team has 17 ties, could they actually make the playoffs over another squad? It would be absurd, yes. However, a lot of times it's like, do you really have to rely on that? Yes, in a playoff situation where you have to make it to the playoffs, yes. So that's just me. And also, in this game, the Steelers literally had to make the playoffs, or at least clinch a spot in the playoffs. Although, Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals, since they had good records, since the AFC is like kind of like competitive, with the Chiefs making it, with the Jets making it, I assume the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals making it. And then, I'm trying to think, the Titans and the Colts making it, I think, then it just makes sense to me. Now, on the NFC side, it's a little bit different. I don't know about the teams. I forgot the teams. However, it is what it is, and you know, we are competing, and the rest of our division is actually out. So it's Bears. I know Washington Football Team and Cowboys have made it. And at least the Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made it. And the 49ers and the Seahawks have made it. So that is an interesting segment for us. So, like, you guys are going to be interested on who is our first, like, real contender, who is our real challenge, even though, like, the best team is the best team ever. And yes, they have tried to kick a 63-yard field. I don't understand the possibility of a 63-yard field goal. I actually did like a low kick. I did a backspin. So, I did that kind of kick. And you might be thinking, why? Well, I actually got them on the Steelers on the 1. So, this is where it gets interesting. They actually have to do it in that way. Like, they can't run any other play. Otherwise, our defense would just destroy them. So, I was like, okay, what could they do? And then they run this. So, I just wait, and then wait. And then I did a user safety / sack with Jamal Rollins. And I was just like, man. So, I actually had to recover the ball. I didn't want to do a stupid mistake that I did like a couple seasons ago in a certain game. And if anybody remembers that, let me put a comment section down below. The issue with the game, this game is 23-14. I pretty much had to like secure and make sure the game was good. And then I was like, okay, let me just like chew the clock up and everything. I can assure myself that that's what I was doing. And I can make sure that it works. Yeah, and I pretty much did that. And yeah, guys, that is us making the playoffs. 13-4. They are 10-7. See you guys in the playoffs. Alright. Yes, we have Dallas. Oh my god. Yeah, Dallas. Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Travis Etienne, no Ezekiel Elliott anymore, Dak Prescott, Trevon Diggs, although I don't know if he's in this game. Actually, he's not. He's part of a different squad, I think. Yeah, so, like, we're going to see how Sauce Gardner does against Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb against Travis Hunter. Although, they're not focusing on Dak Prescott versus Joe McIntyre. This is one of those moments, so this is actually going to be one of the shortest videos I think I will ever make. Cincinnati won against Kansas City. Which means, okay, this means this, we could have a potential new opponent. And Indianapolis also made it. So, for the AFC Conference Championship, it's going to be Bengals versus Indianapolis. Now, the thing is about this, like, potential, like, Super Bowl matchup, if we do make it there, is that if the Bears face the Bengals, it would be a first. If the Bears face the Indianapolis, if the Bears face the Colts, it would be a second time. So either way, it's gonna work out. So you guys are gonna be pretty much good. And then Travis Etienne is having a good time, going in for touchdowns when our defense is absolute bonkers. Yeah, this is how I get my anger. And thankfully, Kansas City was had a tough fight. And I give it to Travis Hunter all day, every single day. So, touchdown! You Cowboy guys should be scared. Although, we did turn the ball. Why? Like, why? It actually makes me very pissed that you can't, like, do that. And, well, I did just do that. Early Williams, I picked it up with him. I turned around, tried to go back, but it just didn't work out. And then we turned over the ball again, I assume. Although, first down and goal, I actually run, like, a blitz, and that somewhat worked. Somewhat. I'm saying somewhat. And then with this, it was just completely stupid. I actually tackled Conway, not Travis Etienne, to that point, and you know, it ended up being very stupid, and I hit sticked Travis Etienne, or Conway, and he ended up getting a touchdown, which it makes no sense. How do you hit stick a guy into the end zone? You cannot do that in the actual NFL. You can't. It's so stupid, you can't. Although giving it to Mario Williams is not stupid. And Joe McIntyre has 2 picks, so like I wanted to like make sure he actually does well. Mario Williams, on the other hand, it's just like, hello, I'm wide open. I'm doing the nay-nay. Yay! Guys, don't think I'm cringe, please. And Dallas actually calls a timeout, and they're kicking a field goal, and they actually make it. Dallas, although if I did a roughing the kicker penalty, it would have been bad. Although we actually scored a touchdown, or we had a very big rushing gain. So 3rd down and 13. What do you think is gonna happen? I don't know. We're going. Field goal, right? It's 4th down and 10. 4th down and 10. Yes, they scored a field goal. However, this is what I don't understand. I did like pinch, I think. Pinch defense. The issue I had with this is that Travis Etienne was like literally bulldozing the Bears defense, which was really good. So then I was like, okay, let's just run this and see what happens. I did another hit stick, and Travis got a touchdown. Although the 2-point conversion got failed, so we actually have somewhat of like an advantage here. So if we score a touchdown, we could kick the extra point. We give it to Liam Crow. He scores a touchdown. So at this point, I was in my brain, I was thinking, what if we lost to the Cowboys? The Cowboys gave us our first loss of the whole series. And to lose to them again would be sickening. Like, actually nuts. Especially in a playoff game where I'm trying to go for, like, something possible. We're going for 9 Super Bowls if you count the Bears for Super Bowl. It's going to be interesting. And then we picked off on Dak Prescott. I was just like, let's go for a touchdown. And then we didn't, really. So I actually backed off of this, and so what ended up happening was, like, I tossed it up to Travis Hunter, and I got the touchdown. So that makes it 34-26. Now, if you're thinking in your mind to yourself right now, what does this mean? Well, what this actually means to me is that 34-26. Okay, you could come back and do a 2-point conversion. However, it might be interesting. Also, another thing. Tyler Huntley is back in the NFC Championship, and we could face him. Because the last time I faced him, we did damage. And I could not be happier about facing a guy who sucks or something. I don't know, but he's really good. Really good. Sorry. It's quite interesting that it happens like that, so, yeah, yeah, it's quite interesting. And they had to call a timeout, which made no sense to me. Yeah. It makes no sense. And literally, I hit sticked, and that was literally the end of it. And actually, they did this, and yep, that was the end of it. Yep. Bye-bye. Alright. We are facing Washington. Yes, guys. The game you've been all waiting for. the NFC Championship Game. The game that is very interesting in my opinion because of the simple fact that we get to face Tyler Huntley once again, who at one point we faced Teddy Bridgewater, although he left and everything, which I kind of felt bad because he kind of helped the Washington football team grow and everything. So you know what? Let's just say this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a great game. And one thing I will say, it's going to be a great game. Okay, stop it. Bengals versus Colts. Bengals won in a very close game. There's a different quarterback. Jonathan Taylor balled off. Henry Ruggs is on the Colts, which makes no freaking sense. So, Joe Burrow in real life actually won Super Bowl 56. The team that made it to Super Bowl 56 was Green Bay and Kansas City. Kansas City lost and Green Bay won in this universe. So, that would have actually meant 14 league championships. So, technically, we broke that record, also the NFL record, in real life. So that actually makes sense to me. I just think like it makes sense. In all honesty, Tyler Huntley. I don't know if it is Tyler Huntley. It makes sense. It works out. It's amazing. I do believe it works. It works out. Fourth down and 1. I don't know what's going on. We prevented it. It's good. Okay. So, one thing is for sure is this. Most of the time, you can face a team and they can be good. Most of the time, they can be a team and they can be bad. Although, I will state that this team right here was nearly weak as the 12-5 Chicago Bears. Although the difference is that we managed to be a first round bye team when 12-5, we had to literally go to wild card, the divisional conference championship and Super Bowl. If you saw that first season, that was sick. We lost to the Vikings. We lost to the freaking Cowboys. So like it's interesting. It gets real interesting every single season. And like yeah, and I throw a very bad pass. I don't know why that happens. And then I did like a fake. So like I did a fake. I lobbed it and I gave it to my tight end. Like a touch pass. It worked. Because it works out and I do it really well. It works out. And yeah. Yeah. It works out in the end. Yeah, 28-14. It's working out. Actually, it works out painfully. I'm rolling out with Joe McIntyre, and boom! Let's go! Touchdown. And yes, this might be the shortest hour-long video you're ever gonna see because, like, editing and everything. this will come after the episode 7. So this is actually going to be a triple upload. A triple header for YouTube for me. I have not done that in a while. And actually, this is worth it of doing it. So a 63-yard field goal makes me happy. Yay! 38-14. Tyler Huntley, how are you doing? I'm actually doing really well. Thank you for telling me. And they scored, okay, 38-20. Their kicker is number 34. Are you kidding, bro? Okay, don't. Okay. So what I was doing here, which was the weird part, was that I was trying to kick a long field goal because Justin Tucker did this. If you saw in my, I did a 63, I did a 64. I may have done a 65. I don't know. However, this play, I actually got literally messed up on. I don't know why this is even a play. Please remove this from the NFL rule of NFL playbooks. Every single one of them, if they have this play. Because the issue with the end arounds and everything is that they're just so cancerous, is that the AI of certain of the teams don't work. And this one, okay, it worked. However, it just doesn't work in like certain situations, everything. So I actually did a regular punt, which was actually my bad. Yeah, and sorry for the beeping in my background because it is my fire alarm. I am sorry for talking like this. Thank you very much. I am very angry. Yah, yate. Yah, yate. Okay, Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had to say. Okay. Okay, yeah, it didn't make sense to me at all. It didn't make sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. So like, I don't understand what Tyler Huntley was doing at this point. Obviously, this is the NFC Championship game. So like, this got me thinking like, okay. And this guy almost caught the pass. Tyler Huntley. This seems like a Tyler Huntley person, although it wouldn't make sense though, so I'm gonna put that disclaimer. And this guy got it. Oh my god. And then they called a timeout, which, are you kidding me? So, it makes no sense. It's ridiculous. It's not cool. I did a hit stick. It literally makes no sense to me. I literally don't understand why. And the guy kept running the ball, and I literally had to stop the guy. I don't know if it's Tyler Huntley, but I assume it is because, like, he wouldn't be wearing He wouldn't be doing this. Like, come on. This team has competed with us before, and this happens. And I actually take this back to the house just to rub it in. So it's 44-20, and we're going to the Super Bowl against the Bengals. See you guys there. Peace. Hello, guys. Yes, this is the final. Yes, so this is the finale for the season 8, and this is gonna come up today, Saturday, for a triple upload. Arthur Smith picks off Joe Burrow, and we respond right back with a touchdown. Obviously, I think we're gonna win. Although, like, I should have done this in a moment's kind of way. Although, it's long overdue, and I don't bother doing that. So, like, first down and 10. We force a fumble. Early Williams picks it up. Actually, Jamar Chase. We're facing Jamar Chase today in the Super Bowl, and he's part of the Bengals. So, and another fun fact is that the Bengals are the 6th seed. So, like, if for nostalgia purposes I want to face the Bengals, Browns, we could do that, or the Steelers. That would mean I would face every single team in the division, and we could win. Also, next up, we have a turnover. AJ Slaughter high-stepping his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Okay. So, another key factor is I do want to state that this is a great video. We scored another touchdown, and this is like 28 points alone in the first quarter. And although, like, Joe Burrow is good, I might as well beef up, like, certain players and stuff like that. AJ Slaughter, that's the 4th turnover for Joe Burrow, and it's like ridiculous. So, like, I might make a good, very good running back, wide receiver, and what is it? Quarterback, wide receiver, and halfback for the who is it? Cleveland Browns, in order for them to come to our level. Might go undefeated, you never know. I actually might do that for the worst teams. Although I don't want to do that to Chuck Harrell, so yeah. And although Amon-Ra St. Brown is not doing well, he got Super Bowls, and I don't know if he would have made a Super Bowl, Pro Bowl appearance. However, he played for Chicago, and he did well. Okay, so you have to give credit where credit is due. And boom, Danny McAllister. And then there's another fumble. 5, counting. Philip Russ scores a touchdown. That's his first receiving. I've always wanted Philip Russ to enjoy while it lasts on the team, so Season 9 is going to be it. And you know what we're going to do for Season 9. Philip Russ again. He scores a rushing touchdown. Which, I like it, actually. I like the fact that he scores rushing touchdowns and stuff like that. Because, like, he is, to me, one of the greatest players, and Matt Moore, to ever do it. In terms of, like, kick returns and punt returns. Not Matt Moore, Philip Russ. And we pass it to our fullback. I was actually I wasn't thinking to myself, could I pass it to every single player on the team? Like, every single wide receiver, every single tight end, every every single running back, fullback. That would just blow my mind. 5, 3, and if you times that by 6, that's like 48, 40, and then you add extra points. That would be ridiculous. That's 6 turnovers. River Helms. You know, I do like River Helms, because he has been an OG. We signed him to a 5-year contract, and yeah, it's been a wild ride with him. I'm actually thankful that he stayed with the team, because, like, if we didn't have him for, like, this period of time, we wouldn't be title contenders. Now, I do have to admit that I might have done stuff, but that doesn't matter to me because, like, it's very fun at the end of the day. And that's the 7th turnover. Thank you very much, Tanny McAllister. Is it the 7th? Yes, it is the 7th. So, don't come at me, okay? Yeah. So next up, another jet sweep. I might actually do a jet sweep challenge. Although I would have to use Philip Russ. I would have to use Philip Russ and only Philip Russ, and that is only it. So, like, I'm not doing any other player other than Philip Russ. So, and here, oh good lord. You know what time it is when we see this. Another turnover picked off by Early Williams. So I took it into the end zone, right? And this counts as a turnover. However, AJ Slaughter was penalized for this, and it was ridiculous to me. He was penalized for a holding call, and Liam Crow just took it into the end zone for a touchdown. He was Super Bowl MVP years ago, along with Marcus Banks, which I will state that's Chicago Bear lore in this universe, because it's quite interesting that Marcus Banks is not even a starter anymore, and I would not imagine myself like that. So yeah, it is what it is. Now it's like the final moments of the game. We're just, the Bengals at this point are just playing it out for the fun. I do want to state that the Bengals are a pretty good team all around, and we are just doing our thing, really. We're just, it's going to be the end of the road when it comes to season 9. Because, like, it's, like, one of the best, and I believe that this squad has done well. Although it's kind of nerfed, so it's like, that's why I somewhat don't like it, because I only nerf the heck out of this team. I had to reduce the overalls at one point. If you guys remember, if I ever remember telling you guys, I had to do that simply because I felt like the game wasn't being realistic anymore. Some of the gameplay I was doing, and AJ Slaughter picked it off. So that's the 9th turnover, guys. Yeah, 91-3. That isn't realistic. So, like, if we were to face the Cleveland Browns, I am gonna make sure that they have 3 X Factors on their squad, and you can't hate me for it. So I'll make sure that their quarterback has every single X Factor that I gave, running back that I gave, although it it will tend to change, and then wide receiver. And as you see right here, Joe McIntyre runs it in for the touchdown to close it out. We didn't turn over the ball at all. 97-3, almost a 100-point bomb. And for the 8th straight time, we have won a Super Bowl and this time we won this in Arizona. So this means a lot to me because of the simple fact that we faced Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow in real life lost the Super Bowl in his second season. In this universe, he never made it to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 56. So it's quite interesting that it is what it is. Although Dynasty, I don't think this could realistically happen, winning 8 straight Super Bowls. Count on an NHL team, count on a NBA team, maybe count on an MLB team. You never know. And A.J. Slaughter got the Super Bowl MVP, so that means our starting middle linebacker, for the first time ever in his career, is appreciated, other than Jamal Rollins. And that makes me happy. We have our guys, although Joe McIntyre's at the back, which makes no sense to me. And he finally gets it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all are legends to my book, as well as for me. I will see you guys for Season 9, aka the finale, and peace.